the city was thriving the way it was thriving. I honestly believe that. I honestly believe that. And then the other thing I love is because they had the wisdom of God, they showed forth the compassion of God. They showed forth the compassion of God. Not only did you experience this when someone passed away in your family, but if they found out someone in your family was in the hospital, they brought so much food. It's like now you got the food. Now you got to give food away because you and your family can't eat all of that. Right? Because of the compassion that they had one for another. And then I was brought up from an early age to check on your neighbors. And I was sharing with some of my coworkers this past week that I would go and visit with one of the neighbors, and it could be in the middle of July. When she opened the front door, the heat would whoosh. And I would be like, why is it always so hot in this house? And she had one of those little wood-burning stoves, and it sat right in the living room, and it was always on. I'm like, it's too hot. My visit will be short. I just came to check on you, see how you were doing. If you need anything, you need me to go to the store to get anything for you. No, I think I'm good, baby. Here, sit on down. I'm like, oh, Lord. Whew. So, again, because I was brought up to have compassion and respect and courtesy for people, I sat down. She was talking. I was sweating. She was excited. I was miserable for myself, but yet I was happy for her because she needed that conversation. And then I would leave her house, go down to another neighbor's house who would always give me 50 cents. It never got higher than that 50 cents, but I was grateful and I was thankful to have the opportunity to go and just make her day. Now, is this boasting about me? No, it's boasting about the compassion that was taught to me as I was growing up. And how was that taught? It was taught because they walked in the wisdom of God. And that's what the wisdom of God would do. And so the reason we don't have that kind of compassion in the house of God anymore is because that compassion has not been taught in the homes because parents now are not seeking the wisdom of God. I'm not fighting and beating you up. I'm just teaching the Holy Scriptures. That's what it is. And we need this kind of teaching because we need to be recalibrated. And if we're not recalibrated, we continue to live our lives off track. You know when you go to the doctor's office and the first thing they want, let me get you on the scale. I know you. I don't want to get on that scale. I don't want to get on that scale. So I get on the scale, and the thing just, and then the digital now, that little, you got your solid numbers, you got your decimal, and then you got the other little number that just be flashing and just continue to go up. And as that just flash and continue to go up, then the whole numbers continue to go up. And I'm sitting there, I'm standing up there, I'm like, I know this thing ain't been calibrated. So I may be in denial, I don't know. But they want you to go, I'm like, recalibrate this scale. We need to be recalibrated as believers because we need to get right back where we're supposed to be as it pertains to the things of God. And so we need this kind of teaching to get us back to that point so we can begin to live the right kind of life in every area of our lives. That is true biblical prosperity. But it cannot happen with us living outside of the wisdom of God. It cannot. It's not possible. But we continue to try it and we continue to question, God, where are you? God, are you not hearing me? I prayed and I prayed and I prayed. And then when we pray, we get up and we implement our wisdom. How many of us literally, don't raise your hand and don't look at your neighbor. How many of us literally sit or lay prostrate, whatever your prayer position is? How many of us, after we have made our petition known, how many of us stay there and wait to hear if God has got something for us at that point, or if God is saying, continue on and I'll talk to you later? God talk like that? He does to me. does to me. Why? Because it's a relationship. Right? It's a relationship. Now, how do y'all think Sheila would look at me if the alarm clock went off, we woke up, I rolled over and said, "Blessed morning for thee." I pray thou conscience has been refreshed. Blessings and grace be upon thee. Peace be unto thee, my love. Art thou ready to riseth this morning? She'll probably look at me like, if you don't go by this, I know he got to be talking in his sleep. No, we don't talk to each other that way. Right? So if we have a relationship with God, why do we feel like, why do we feel like we got to speak to God that way? And then why do we feel like that's the way it's going to sound when he's speaking back to us? And that's why we miss him a lot. We're waiting on all those these and thous, and we're waiting on all of that, and we're missing it. And God is telling us, I've been talking to you for the longest, but you're listening for something different. You're listening for something religious. It is, I'm picking up in the middle of verse number 17. It is unwavering, talking about the wisdom of God, the wisdom from above. It is unwavering, without self-righteous hypocrisy and self-serving guile, meaning it's not deceitful and it's not dishonest. And the seed whose fruit is righteousness, spiritual maturity, is sown in peace by those who make peace by actively encouraging goodwill between individuals. That's the righteousness of God. That's what the righteousness of God will cause us to do.